Welcome to HogHype. I'm Cierra Clark alongside Kevin Luthringer, and we are here to talk about the Razorback football team. The Hogs, Kevin, are 2-5 right now. They're about to take on Mississippi State. They've been away from Razorback Stadium for about a month now. So what's all the hype going into this game?
Well, you know, it's like the old saying is, it's good to be home, and the Razorbacks need to get home. It's been a tough 5 weeks. Of course, they lost to BYU at home, but then they go straight on the road. They play Alabama tough, they play LSU tough, they play Ole Miss tough. They've played decent. They could have a couple of bounces here or there. They maybe could have gotten some wins. I think the Texas A&M game was just a loss. But it did seem like last week the team was playing hard for Sam Pittman, and they could have just laid down and lost big to Alabama. And they came back, fought in there, had a chance at the end at a drive to maybe go for the field goal and tie it. Ended up getting some sacks, couldn't do it. But let's just get back home. This is a game where finally, for the first time in a while, Razorbacks are favored. So let's see how things go. But it is good to be back in Fayetteville.
And in that game against Alabama, the Hogs fell 24-21 in Tuscaloosa. So still no SEC win yet
Still
for
tough
the
to
Razorbacks.
beat Bama for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, haven't beaten Bama since 2006. But moving over to Mississippi State still, the Bulldogs also haven't won an SEC game this year. So how important is winning this conference game for the Hogs?
So, I mean, this game is huge to me because what we're looking at is you could, if you're Sam Pittman, I know there's a lot of talk about is he on the hot seat, where are things going with this team. You could argue it's just a slate of games that nobody would have been good in, maybe winning one or two, but that was a tough slate. But you come back home, you really take care of business against a Mississippi State team that's very beatable, and they could be playing without their starting quarterback. This could be and Sam's done this multiple years where he gets kind of hot towards the end. If you can get hot, start winning some games you should win. This is Sam going, we just had a tough year where we played 5 weeks that would have beat anybody. So this game is huge for how the rest of the season plays out.
And going back to the last game, what did you like about that game against Alabama that you think the Hogs could bring into this matchup against Mississippi State?
Well, the big one is they just kept fighting. I really thought with how the season's been going, dropping down, Alabama was dominating them. And then the Razorbacks started the third quarter bad, but they kept going. And what really intrigued me was it looked like we finally just decided, I guess we can't run the ball, and we're just going to let KJ be KJ. And I think that's our only option at this point. You got a quarterback who is a stud. Just go down with the ship if it's KJ. And I think you let him sling it, let him run, and see where things go. And I thought that's what either it was Dan Enos or Sam Pittman. I don't know who was making those decisions, but it seemed like we finally just decided, all right, let's just give it to one and see what happens. And it worked out pretty well.
The Hawks definitely need help in that run game. They also will be without Rocket Sanders in this game. Coach Pittman said in his press conferences this week that Rocket still isn't really confident in his knee, and we're not sure what the timetable will be for that return. So the Hogs, of course, need all the help they could get on the ground. Well, that'll wrap up all of our Hog Hype for today. And remember, the Hogs will play Mississippi State this Saturday at 11 a.m., and you can watch it on ESPN. And of course, Saturday night at 10:30, we will recap the game on Hog Zone right here on THV 11.